All right, I am back with Mike Secord. Hey, Mike, how are
How we
you?
doing? Real good, real
Good.
good.
So, you have Coach's Corner with Mike, which is
Mm-hmm.
your coaching program, and we want to hear about that.
All
And
right.
then we met through your Facebook page that you have.
Yep. I have a group that I've got called Action Minds. So just go check that out. It's just a bunch of agents, and what I did is I was getting together with a couple buddies of mine that are in the mortgage and different other industries that are similar to real estate
Hmm.
and have their own company. And we would get together every Monday morning and sit and have coffee and just strategize about what we had going on for the week.
Yeah.
And we did this for quite some time. And then we just decided, why don't we just kind of take this into a Facebook group where we're actually just talking about things like this and going out and doing it. And I just was so frustrated of so many years of myself going to masterminds and hearing
Hmm.
everyone just share ideas, but
Hmm.
nobody was actually putting anything in action.
Boo.
They go back and they take a
You're
little bit
like,
thing. I'm
yeah, that
like,
was awesome. But then
I'm
it's
like,
like
yeah, and
same
then
old.
they go have fun somewhere and they go and I'm like, let's just go and talk about something that we're putting into action today,
Right.
and we're getting scared, we're it's nervous, we're getting over that fear, and then come back and talk about how it worked out or how it didn't work out
Yeah.
and what we can do to pivot and make some changes. So
No, that
that was
makes a
just the
lot of
basics of it, and just
sense.
wanted to get together and just provide a different way of thinking. And it was just me talking to some friends, and
Here you
hey,
are.
it keeps going that way, it keeps going that way.
Cool. So I would definitely recommend people to get on that Facebook
Yeah.
page. It's a really
Yep.
good one. And yeah, you're right. It's like there's a lot of theory out there, but you kind of like when you're taking advice from people, it's like, okay, well, why don't you tell me a little bit about your business and like how you do things? And then if they're not doing more than you, then just disregard all of their advice. That is my advice
Exactly.
to
I
people.
mean, what I found is there's lots of people that want to give you advice and give you things to do or come up with ideas, but
Hmm.
they're not doing it anyway. So what good is that idea? This
Right.
is what I would have done, is what they should be saying, but they tell
Right.
you this is what to do. So, well, what are you really doing? And
Exactly.
going through it. So,
Well,
I
your
mean, we just have
idea,
to
like,
focus on that one little thing that we got to do and not a bunch of
exactly.
things.
No, just like the one step forward. I like it because
Yeah.
you're a lot more productive in your thoughts. Like my friends and I were gonna start like an Instagram page of like we were gonna because when we get drunk and like we like to blow off steam or whatever. So it's like get drunk and then it's not really complaining, it's more like making fun of everybody. And
Hmm.
we were like, we could put that, people would watch that. And I was like, we're gonna get in trouble with NAR. We need to not do that. So even though it'd be
Yeah, there's ways
funny.
around it, but you're right. And everybody would watch it, and everyone would listen to it. And because, you know, I was telling someone yesterday, it's like we just have to, as realtors, understand that there's three things that everyone is interested in today, in
Yep.
today's world. Every app that everyone has on their phone falls into three categories. It's entertainment,
Uh-huh.
social, and
Uh-huh.
some sort of tool.
Yeah.
So we I mean, I think I'm a tool at times, so I felt that category. But we have to be in that situation as realtors, and we have to entertain people. We have to be
Hmm.
social,
Hmm.
and we got to give them tools that they want. The
Right.
tools that they don't want are the things that we're all trying to do every day and then day out. But we got to go
Yeah.
get those things. So I mean, so getting drunk with your friends and going out and complaining, that's entertainment. It's social. It's what they want.
We're not complaining, we're making fun of people,
Yeah, which
which is entertaining for us. It's not, anyway, we'll get off that subject,
yeah,
but it leads right into what we were going to talk about today, like what you
yeah.
were saying, not what I was saying. But what you were saying is like, okay, as real estate agents, there's certain things that we need to do, but we were talking before and it's very interesting that as real estate agents it is a sales role, but
Hmm.
a large portion of our colleagues have no sales experience. So I think part of your coaching is getting them into action and part of it is sales training. So can you give us like a little bit of teaser and like your couple of your top tips on like being a great salesperson or developing sales skills?
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely could do that because I look at it a little differently than a lot. Is we can put you through a blueprint, a framework, and make you come out the other end just like everyone else. And what I found is agents are coming in this business. They're not salespeople. They haven't been in sales, and they don't know how to go that particular way. So
Mm-hmm.
I like getting people to understand, how do you develop sales skills within who you are
Yeah.
and within your tribe.
But that's
And
like a
I've just broken it
mindset
down
thing
to five
too.
ways.
Okay.
5
Sure.
things that they just need to focus on. And
Uh-huh.
then we go deeper with them from there. But the first thing is they just have to understand that you got to go out and you got to have your clients back.
Mm-hmm.
And that means you got to go out and sell and do things and communicate with people by having their back. You can't just
Right.
send an offer over via text or email today and just think that's not having their back.
No.
You got to go out and do things.
Right.
The second piece that I see with agents, and I preach this to myself constantly, is you've got to learn to pause.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. We're
Yeah,
so
you're right.
reactive and so quick at things.
Yeah.
But sometimes we just got to pause. And sometimes the beauty is getting something out in sales and getting it across, and then waiting for a reaction.
Yeah.
Learn to pause. Learn to
Right.
pause a little bit, and learn to pause it. We're such an instant internet society that we need things
Right.
fast. We just got to pause.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes do what we need to do and pause.
Yeah.
The third piece that I work with agents is we have to always be cultivating new business.
Yes. It's a
Always,
contact sport.
always.
Yes. Preach,
Like
Mike.
it
Preach.
just never stops. Whatever you're complaining about, you're one person away from changing.
Yeah.
So go out there and find that next person and then kick that other thing to the curb.
Right. Well, we always say like I'm a Mike Ferry trained agent, and he used to always say like generate so you don't have to tolerate. And that's like one of my favorite expressions in real estate.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm dealing with clients that are like or agents that are like frustrating me, it's not a problem because I'm a generator. So like every day I generate leads. And then it's like all of a sudden, like I have all these great people I'm working with, and those people don't matter anymore.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, if it's Friday evening and you're sitting in your house and you're with some friends and you're having a good time, you don't need to go out and find more friends.
Right.
But if you're sitting in your house Friday evening having a glass of wine and you can't stand the people you're around,
Prospect.
Go out and prospect and get new friends. Do the same thing in your business. Go out there and cultivate new business.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, there's a lot of like realtor Facebook groups, as you know, and there's some ones that are just tailored for women. And you would not believe the amount of women in there that say they don't have support from their spouse. And I tell them all the time, you need to start prospecting, right?
Yeah.
Generate so you don't have to tolerate.
No,
like you're tolerating
exactly.
this business.
It blows my mind that people aren't supporting people, but it's
insane.
It's
anyway, that's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, we got a whole nother thing. And then the fourth thing, I know we were talking about 3, but I'm going to give you 5.
Ooh, bonus.
4 is, God, as a salesperson, you've got to communicate proactively.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? That's just a great communicate proactively, not reactive.
Yes. Expand on that a little bit, because I think like that does get missed a lot. So what do you mean?
I mean, like for instance, today, everyone in the marketplace is dealing with scarcity. There's not enough properties out there. We're writing offers like crazy. We're bombarding as a listing agent. We're getting, on Friday, a listing goes live, and through the weekend, we're getting 30, 40 phone calls from agents wanting this, wanting that,
right.
Kind of thing. And they're always leading with the reactive kind of thing instead of being proactive. Instead of, call when you're going to the home, call when you're at the home and ask something. Call before. Don't call and find out how your offer is doing when you never made a phone call before.
Yeah. I would argue, and we've talked about it on our podcast, I would argue that as a listing agent, you should call them, because then it's like, hey, here's what the sellers are looking for. Like, here's the 10 things, get as many of the 10 as you can. And if you can only get one of the 10, don't even bother. Right. And also it gives you as the listing agent the chance to be like, well, how many offers has your client put in? What are they looking for? And it'll put you in a better negotiation seat than if you are reactive to things.
That's awesome. And that's a great tool and a great strategy, good way to look at things differently than other people are looking. Because if you do that, you're building relationships with the agents.
Right. Absolutely.
And when you have those relationships, guess what? You get a listing that comes it's going live on Friday. I'm going to reach out to those agents that I know that I've done deals with.
Yeah.
And let them know ahead of time.
Right.
And maybe I can wrap this up and not have 60 people looking at my seller's house, but still get them
right
an obscene amount of money like we can get. I
Oh,
mean, it's,
jeez. Yeah. There's
and
definitely a balance with that, but
yeah,
yeah, for
yeah. And
sure. But like, it's easier to do business with somebody that does business similarly. So like their client is truly pre-approved by a lender that you also know or work with, and like all these things, and that it went smooth. Like I can
yeah,
remember there was an agent that his client had put in a couple of offers on some of our listings, and by the third one, I know that I told the clients, I was like, look, this is a really good offer. And you should know the last two deals that we did together, the client, his buyers had come back with like 2 pages of repair requests. So if you want to take this offer, we probably need to beef it up because they're likely going to come back with 2 pages of repair requests. So like, as long as you know that, or we can look at this other agent who I've done a few deals with them as well, and their clients really never come back with anything. So it's like kind of up to you, but like now what you need to do. Here's the reality of the situation.
exactly. And that leads me right into my final
Oh,
one.
look
And
at
that
that.
is,
We didn't even talk about this
I know,
before.
and it's perfect, but I'm sitting here, it's going on. It's set clear expectations
Yeah,
and set it from the beginning. Don't set it halfway through. Set it
right.
from the beginning. This is the way, and that's where cultivating future business comes into hand. Like if we're always meeting and talking to new people, you can
Mm-hmm.
set expectations on what you can deliver, how you do business,
Mm-hmm.
how you deliver the best thing for them from the beginning. And the ones that
Mm-hmm.
don't really get it, move on.
Yeah,
Well,
next. It's all right.
we're in such an
Or
abundance
refer
world.
them and make some money.
Yeah, we're in such an abundance world that I think we just look at things. We look at things wrong all the time. It's like,
Right.
there's 7.5 billion people in the world.
Is there?
Most agents
Is that what it is? That's a lot of
that's a
people.
lot of people.
Dang.
But most agents that I talk to,
There's about 7 billion of them are realtors, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what everyone thinks.
That's what it
There's a lot of people
feels
that have
like.
their license, but they're not doing anything. That's another podcast.
Oh,
But no, but I
God.
mean, there's 7.5 billion people in the world, and most agents that I talk to need somewhere between 20 and like 60 or 80 people a year to do business with.
Mm-hmm.
And but they get so overwhelmed. It's like, there's 7.5 billion people. You don't need that many.
You don't need that many. I mean, most of them
It's,
don't even need that. It's like most people are closer to like the 20
yeah,
or
20
less, even
or
depending on, I
10
mean,
or 12. They don't need that many. But we get
yeah,
so overwhelmed, and just that's why you got to be constantly looking for it. Go find your people and set clear expectations. I'm
yeah,
telling you, this is another podcast thing, but this market's going to change
yeah, for
in
sure.
the way that the consumer is going to look for agents.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. These people that are going through the last year in this business that have had to write 4 or 5 offers, that are pissed off at most listing agents because
Yeah,
they can't get their offers in,
right.
and they, so if you jump on board and you change the way you set clear expectations, you communicate proactively. When these people go to sell their homes, they're not
Mm-hmm.
going to want the listing agent of the past.
Right.
They're going to want the new listing agent, which is going to be buyer focused.
Yeah. Wow. Boo.
I know but it's coming, and all we got to do is change a little bit. And you said it right there in your first thing when we were talking about setting clear expectations. You said about calling
Yeah.
the agents instead of
Communicating.
writing offers and doing. You're bringing them into the process instead of
Mm-hmm.
keeping them on the sidelines.
Yeah, that's silly. I mean, we're as agents, I feel like sometimes we forget our role, and the
Mm-hmm.
role is to help the buyer and the seller connect and come to a ground that makes sense for both of them, right? So it's like, get out of the damn way
Yeah.
and help your client. And in order to help your client, you're gonna have to communicate with the other client's representative, which is the other realtor.
Mm-hmm.
So be nice, communicate,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Just
And you
suck
got a
it up,
deal.
Buttercup. It's not about you.
Right. What? Well, the problem is, I mean, this is like part of a tangent, but like the problem is if you're only doing 5 deals a year, then that client represents 20% of your annual income. So how can you focus on them? You're gonna be focused on you, right? So do more deals.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. But I
Just get
think
into
like
more relationships. If you get into more relationships, the deals will come.
exactly. Just be nice. Don't be a
Mm-hmm.
douche and answer your phone. That's it.
That's it. That's it. We should be putting that on every listing in the remarks instead of hurry, this
Right.
one won't last. Don't be a douche and answer your phone.
Right. And be nice. Right. Exactly. But I think too, Mike, I wanted to back up and we were talking about like, I mean, these are sales skills. These are really like business skills also. And if you're going to own your own business, no matter what industry, these are great transferable skills. But like, especially if you're going to be in sales, a lot of people, they come into the business and they have a negative mindset about what salespeople are.
Mhm.
So how are you like helping, or what do you say to people that have that mindset of like, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson? But like being a salesperson is the way that I think about it, it's really cool because we're connectors. We get to help people find ways to make their life better, or they make more money, or like whatever they're trying to do. Like we're the
Mhm.
idea people and the connectors. But
Yeah.
like, how do you help people see that?
It starts with, just perspective and clarity.
Uh-huh.
The first thing is they just need to I always ask them, like, what are you selling?
Right.
And this is where the
We're
magic happens,
selling
because
dreams, baby.
yeah, and that's what they are.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised how many people think they're selling homes. I'm
You're
like,
not
in
selling
my 23
houses.
years in this business, I have never sold a home.
Yeah.
I've never sold a home.
No.
I've helped people get what they want. I've made their dreams happen. I've negotiated contracts for them. It's brick and mortar. It sells itself when they like it.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I just help
Right.
them get it.
You help them it's get into the yeah, because
And
there's always a reason why people are moving. Like nobody just moves randomly except for me. But like most people don't move randomly. So it's like what happened to them in their life that's requiring the move. Either they're,
Mhm.
got married, got divorced, having kids, kids are leaving the nest, like they're moving to a new city for a new job. Like, and so part of that is the dream, and finding a place to live is part of the overall like vision that they have for their future life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what we got to do. And so what it really boils down to is we have to sell ourselves.
Hmm.
And the part that people have is they don't like themselves.
Oh, Bill.
I know, it's
You don't
crazy,
like
isn't it?
yourself? Who
So
will?
they've got to realize that you got to just like yourself. And if you like yourself, other people will like you. Now
Yeah.
you can go help people with dreams. And
Yeah.
it's just breaking it down to the simple thing and getting all that clutter out of their mind. It's not selling
Hmm.
homes.
Yeah. I
You
love
got to
it.
go out every day and sell yourself.
So you do for your coaching, let's just briefly
Mhm.
talk about that. Do you do
Yeah,
one-on-one in groups?
I do one-on-one groups, and I do everything. I have a course, like the Launch Your Success course, which
Hmm.
I'll leave you the website on that. So I have
Okay.
a basically set up for everywhere. And what I'm focused on is I've I can help everyone in every situation they're in, just about.
Okay.
But my main drive is just getting agents to have a business that will fund their perfect life.
Yeah. Nice.
You
But
know,
you have to know
and
what your
and
perfect life is
and
first.
flipping that nasty NAR stat that 87% of realtors fail in the first 3 to 5 years, because they don't fail. They just don't know what to do. They weren't
Yeah.
given a blueprint and doing that. And the reason I know that is because I hired so many of them over the years. You're all
Hmm.
getting the new agent, getting them going, and then you're off to the next new agent and doing it. And I'm like, I just couldn't keep living that life anymore. So I'm all about helping them get going and
Okay.
break this business down in the simplest terms so that they can go out and find their 10, 12, 20 people that they
Hmm.
need to go find every year, and stop sweating the details. Just go out and follow these 5 basic principles, then build sales skills and scripts and everything around those things, and go make it happen. And
So if people want to get in touch with you, is the best first step checking out the course that's coming up, or should they contact you directly?
they can do one of two things. They can go find me on Facebook at Mike Secord, go check me out there.
Okay.
They can also join my Action Minds Facebook group.
Hmm.
Then go to my launchyoursuccess.net website. They
Do we get
can
a?
call me.
Is that
What's
cost
that?
money? Does their course cost money?
Yeah, and honestly, it's so darn cheap. It's
Okay.
in fact, it's for this group. I've got
Yeah.
a 50% off code. I set the
Nice.
course up to not make money, but to make impacts. The
Okay.
course is $19, guys.
Okay.
For the Fight Club, if you put in Fight Club when you go to launchyoursuccess.net, you'll get it for 9.
Nice.
I mean, to me, that's 2 cups of coffee. I mean, if you
Well, I
can't
mean, my
go,
coffee, it's about a one because I gotta
yeah.
have all the special things.
Well, you're special anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, so it's, if you can't go out and just do things, and it's about just changing your mindset. And
Mhm.
once you change your mindset and stretch your mind to think a little bit differently, and you gain confidence, now we can take you to the next level.
Yeah.
And it's all about that. And I can help anyone to go where they want to go. But it's just, I don't go in and try to shove a square peg into a round hole. It's about,
No.
let's build a plan that will work for this individual. And I know
There's
that
a
there's ways to
million
help everyone
ways.
get where they want to go.
Yeah, there's a million ways to be successful. Okay, so
Yeah.
find you on Facebook, Mike Secord.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the Action Minds Facebook group.
Yep. You can go to Coach's Corner with
Okay.
Mike and find me there. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to find me, guys. Message me through this here and do that. But go to launchyoursuccess.net, put in that 50% off code, the Fight Club.
Perfect.
It's Fight Club, not the Fight Club. I screwed that up, but it'll be in the comments below.
Okay.
And just go make an impact. If there's any way I can help you, reach out to me.
You're the best. Thanks for being on again. Have a good one.
Always. Love it.
See ya.